Which one is this? I know, I'm sorry. Well, are you in a, like, what? Are you in a house? Are you in a dorm? You're in a house? Okay. Well, would that set anybody's alarm off if you started screaming for help, or they just ignore you at this point because they know that you do that? And is that good?
And I don't know if I want to test that theory.
You don't want to test that theory. Fair enough. All right, I think. Yeah. I've almost got you guys set up with audio. Just one few more seconds. All right, there we go. Could you guys talk for me? Just say, scream for help or whatever.
Hi. Hello.
Okay. Cool. We got audio. We're good. Sorry about that, guys.
Scream for help. Help
Yeah.
me. Ryan's holding me captive. Ah.
Yeah, you are trapped in a digital world now. I've got you. Mwahahaha.
At least he lets you sleep.
Wait, sleep? What'd you
That
say?
I know. Huh? At least he lets you sleep.
Oh. Well, I'm sure I would let anybody sleep. If they want to sleep, I just let them sleep. You know?
That's very true.
I'm not a awake Nazi or whatever you want to call that. So, hey guys, welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday, for real this time. We've gotten the audio figured out, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for sticking around. I know that it's already 10 minutes, actually now 11 minutes past the original start, the desired start time. But yeah, we're here. We made it. And I didn't realize that I was doing it solo today, or actually not solo, but with friends here. So that's why I'm a little bit tardy. But anyhow, we have with us, we've got Green Joe, who is
Hello.
that beautiful voice and face. And then we've also got a White Joe.
Hi.
And an Orange Joe. You know who you are. He's sleeping.
Yeah, we know what you are.
No. Okay, we've got Baka and Cats and Wolfrix. Yeah.
That's me.
That's right. One of those.
Not
is
Wolfrix,
you.
but cats.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Hey, thanks for letting us know that we didn't have audio, guys. I really appreciate that. Could have just gone the whole show without knowing, and that would have been exciting.
I think that
Would be
funny.
one weird stream.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah. It's funny. Okay. Oops. All right. So, let's go over the basics. Welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday. This is a show where we talk about the issues and topics that are on your mind. You know, life isn't easy. There is no, there's not really a cheat sheet or an instruction guide. Kind of just plop down into it. And along the way, you're going to find yourself encountering a great deal of interruption, problems, mistakes, hardships, of every kind of emotion. And you know, there's a lot that will get us worried. And so we're here to kind of decompress and talk about just different things on your mind. Figuring out maybe different perspectives or ways to look at things, maybe finding new paths forward, or even just, like I said, decompressing. Because honestly, sometimes you kind of have the answers. You already know what to do, but having a little bit of encouragement or just a discussion about it goes a long way. I know that it does for me. You know, whenever I'm caught up in something, just being able to talk to someone about it does help a lot. So hopefully we can be your friend in this. We aren't professional psychologists or anything along that line. Thanks, Sawale, you're awesome. And yeah, just as Sawale said, you know, if you want, you can submit your own topic. You can go to don'tworrywednesday.com. Boom, there it is. Don'tWorryWednesday.com. Sally, you're awesome. You're right on top of this. You rock. So with that said, all of that's out of the way. We can get started. How is everyone today? Are you guys doing awesome? Aren't you guys doing awesome? Don't
Looks
tell
like
me
someone
no.
has ice cream in chat.
Well, send ice
And honestly,
cream.
I'm not doing awesome anymore because I don't have ice cream. So,
Shoot. Wait.
please give me a generous donation.
So you
Please.
were awesome until you figured out that you didn't have ice cream, and now you're no longer awesome?
Yes.
Isn't that like literally how people work?
Yeah. Every time I think that I don't have ice cream, like I
Oh,
remember
no.
that information, my entire day's ruined.
Oh, your entire day? But what if you
Yeah, my
acquire
entire
ice
day.
cream?
My entire life is ruined now.
What if you
Thanks,
acquire ice
chat.
cream at some point? Then is your day made, or is it just still ruined?
Oh yeah, yeah. Then my life is better. Then life is good.
Okay. Good.
What happens if all ice cream machines were to break right now then?
If all ice cream what?
What happens if all ice cream machines were to break right now?
All the ice cream machines break? You have to do it old style. You have to do it in a
Oof.
plastic bag.
I don't know.
Every ice cream
do that.
machines like McDonald's.
Breaks at the same
would-
time? I think we could chalk
Yeah,
that up
McDonald's would do
to
that.
we could chalk that up to a strange miracle because I don't know how
Yeah.
that coincidence happens, but if it did, there's
Like the
either
birth of
some
baby Jesus.
really dark conspiracies at play, or God just doesn't want us having ice cream anymore. He's like,
Yeah.
you guys have done it too much. I'm taking it away.
Yeah, everyone always talks about, oh, the end times. God's going to send the end times. No, he's just going to break every single ice cream machine.
That sounds like quite more.
That is the
realistic, yeah.
apocalypse.
Right? Yeah. The apocalypse is just the same, but without ice cream.
Same society. Ice cream doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh wow, what do you call that? Post-apocalyptic world to live in. That's horrible.
I know.
Overdose on ice. Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what's weird?
I would love to do that.
I don't think I've ever read overdose in my life. Because as soon as I saw Sully
Really?
say overdose on ice cream, I was like, there's a space. It's not one word. Dose is spelled
It is
does,
one word.
but weird. I'm like, overdose. I've
Wait,
never
actually,
seen
I
it
think
written.
dose is a word. Hold on.
I know dose
Hold
is, yeah,
on.
dose is a word. Yeah, you can get a dosage.
Dose?
Yeah,
Like
it's a
the
word.
Spanish word.
Well, yeah,
Dose
that's a
is
different.
two.
Yeah, that's true. That's two.
Uno,
Mhm.
dos, tres,
Over
cuatro.
two.
An ice cream connoisseur. What's your favorite ice cream, guys? I want to know all y'all's
that's so
favorite ice
hard.
cream.
Anything
Especially
other
you,
than
Mr.
that is really,
Missing.
really hard.
Mr. Missing, don't miss out on telling us your favorite ice cream.
I don't know.
Just don't
Peanut
like
butter ice
mint.
cream is like really good. Like anything with like peanut butter in it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you Joe?
Peanut butter's
You
Wait,
good.
are
hold on.
Joe right now.
Hold on.
You are Joe right now, so it works. I'm allowing you to say everything you just said.
Okay.
Anything on peanut butter is good, unless if it's
Hi
like
guys.
not.
I'm Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe. I love squeezed cheese.
Hi, I'm Joe.
and
I'm gonna put
peanut
squeezed
butter.
cheese on my ice cream. Pour one
Mhm.
out for Joe.
Pour one
Amen.
out for Joe, and it's just a squeezed can or squeezed can.
It's a squeezed cheese can.
Oh my gosh,
In
I
a
love
shot
it.
glass. In a shot glass.
Oh man, brilliant! I love it.
I'd have to say my favorite ice cream would be chocolate mousse tracks.
Okay, that's
Oh.
valid. That's really valid.
Oh wait, is that a Michigan only thing or no?
No,
No. Okay. I wonder. if
I'm
it
in
came-
not
I've never
Michigan,
heard of it.
and we have that.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
Okay. I mean, it could have spread. Like Faygo was originally only in Michigan. It spread a couple of different places, and now it's everywhere. Not Faygo. Yeah, no Faygo. And there's a couple of other things, but I thought chocolate mousse tracks were only Michigan, but I don't know where I got that from. It's probably not even true. Could have originated in Wisconsin for all I know, or Minnesota.
Maybe
Or
not even in
Wyoming.
America.
Yeah, or
Nothing
just-
comes from Wyoming.
or Uzbekistan.
There's nothing there.
I know.
Or
nothing.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Usually take basic vanilla. Yeah, I know, right? I like vanilla. Vanilla's one of my favorites, but I love vanilla on everything. I'll put vanilla on my spaghetti. I don't care. Okay, maybe not. But still, I love vanilla.
I like vanilla smell.
Yeah,
Vanilla
weird
scents
taste.
are like really good.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, it'd be kind of similar to what, pancake syrup on spaghetti, like they did in that movie, that Christmas movie, Elf.
Elf.
Yeah.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
came out in 2003.
Any ice cream in a waffle cone.
2003.
Oh, strawberry and matcha ice cream. That is good.
Oh, that's so good. I love matcha. My partner
like
cannot stand
Reese's ice
matcha
cream.
though.
Oh yeah. That's fair. Matcha's a strange flavor. I like it, but admittedly, it is a really unique flavor, and I can imagine a lot of people don't care for it, especially if they're not accustomed to Japanese cuisine. We got a couple people saying chocolate, which makes sense.
Yeah, chocolate, you can't go wrong with it. I also like cheesecake flavors, like a cheesecake kind of ice cream.
Me? Cheesecake ice cream is probably the best. That's a
Yeah, I've had like a
wow.
chocolate one, I've had a strawberry one, raspberry,
Yeah.
any kind. Goes so
But
hard.
cheesecake is good by itself.
Yeah, that's why
It
it's
is,
so good.
it
'Cause,
is.
well, cheesecake's my favorite cake, so if you just have a cheesecake ice cream, then obviously I'm gonna love it. Like that's not even.
Cheesecake
I don't
is
even care
actually
about the fact
technically
that it's
more
ice
of a
cream at that
pie.
point. I'm just like cheesecake.
Cheesecake is more of a pie than a cake. It's a hybrid of the two.
I don't even know. You know, it's kind of, food is weird because when you categorize things, suddenly a hot dog is a taco, and essentially a taco is a sub, and a sub is just a sandwich, and pretty much everything is a sandwich because a pie is also a sandwich, just got bread on the sides too, but that's just still a sandwich. And
Everything
so
is either a soup, a salad, or a sandwich.
yeah, everything's either soup, salad, or sandwich. So I don't know.
The ocean is a
That
soup.
this is true.
That's funny. Anyways, Baka and Wolfrix, I didn't get what your favorite ice cream was. I might have missed it.
Reese's.
Baka had said the
Reese's.
moose tracks.
Oh, that's right. He did say Moose Tracks. Yeah, that's right. Of course he did.
Oh my
Yeah, Moose
gosh.
Tracks.
Peanut
Reese's
butter.
sounds like a really good ice cream. I don't think I've had it, but that sounds like it would be really good. I like those
only
little
seen it at
mini
Baskin
Reese's
Robbins.
M&Ms things. Reese's Pieces, that's what they're called.
Those are good. Those are good too.
Ooh, cantaloupe. Now we're talking. Cantaloupe is my favorite melon. Of all melons, cantaloupe
Oh,
is my
it's
absolute
gelato though. Gelato's really good.
Yeah.
I love gelato.
favorite. Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we get started on a topic? We've got a couple here. Again, if you wanna submit a topic to us, go to don'tworrywednesday.com and just click the button that says submit a topic, and we'll do our best to get to it. We have one in here from right now that I haven't processed yet. Other than that one, let's see what else we have. There's someone who wants to be present. Their name is Ellie. If Ellie is in here, I don't recognize the name in necessarily YouTube chat. So if you are available and I just don't know your YouTube name, or you are literally here and my brain is just missing something, please let us know. August, you are here. So August, if you don't mind, can we do your topic? It's titled Shared Interests. Hey yo, sounds good to me. Awesome. Well,
Great. Sweet.
perfect. Well then, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up here, and then we can do it together. I'm going to pull it up so you can read along if you so desire. And if you don't desire that, I don't know what to tell you anymore. You just there's something wrong with you. All right. No, you're fine if you don't want to read. You can close your eyes. You can play a video game. You can enjoy yourself. This is Shared Interests, and it reads as follows. I'm heading. Oh, by the way, this is from August. So, I'm heading in to a new stage of my educational journey here soon. Fingers crossed. But I'm afraid it'll continue to be the same situation where I can't find those that enjoy my most prized interests. They really define and fuel me as an individual, but it does make me sad I don't really have anyone to share the joy and happiness they bring me. I just want to sing and share the things that inspire me and bring positivity to my life. From August. Thanks, August. That's very relatable. I think that's so incredibly relatable. There are like multiple animes with that being like the synopsis of it. Like literally, there are animes with what you just said as the like synopsis for the storyline. So I think that there's definitely a lot to find, I guess, if you want to go looking for animes with that. But I don't know if they really teach too many lessons other than just go out there, bud, and people will just happen to fall onto you, and then there's a harem. So who knows? But anyways, our anime is weird, and it's not a good example of life, and I don't know why everything has to be a harem, but it does. So that's just how anime works. Anyways, real life is not like that, hopefully. So we're gonna talk about real life stuff instead. Cole from Criminal Idol. Yeah, that's actually quite right, Asher. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, Cole is just like, I just want to do the thing I want to do, and then he ends up in this group where they're not doing the thing he wanted to do, but kind of are, and then, well, now he's there. Just need that main character
along the
energy.
way.
Yeah, August, just get that main character energy, and then all of a sudden your problems will be solved. I think this is a great topic, and so I'm going to give it over to anybody who feels like they have anything they want to say on it. Go for it, guys. And if none of you have anything to say, okay, cool, go for it.
I can really relate to this because I'm seen as a nerd for liking Pokemon and wearing glasses and liking the thing. So that's where when I found out that Static had a Discord, and then that made my whole entire year last year. So you just have to constantly look for it and try your best to look on the brighter side. Even if it's not in person, there's still people around you that will support you and be a friend, even if you don't have any relations with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel that.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, obviously, I think the only obvious answer is really just you have to get out there and make contact with people. And that's true that sometimes it's just the people that you are a lot alike, people that share the same interests are usually on the platforms online where you can find that interest. But I recognize that it's not always exactly the same making a friend in life or in the flesh compared to making a friend online. And so sometimes you don't necessarily want to just go the online route. You want to try to find people in your community, like your college, that you want to make friends with. So you kind of just got to put yourself out there, right? And have confidence doing that. It reminds me a little bit of when I started making friends finally in high school. I just decided I was gonna actually talk. I just decided, like, I'm just gonna be myself and not worry about what people think anymore. And it took a lot of guts and a lot of strength and a lot of reminding myself, like, yeah, you got to do it. I know you're scared. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Okay, do it. 3, 2, 1, go. And then I would talk out loud, right? And then all of a sudden I started making a lot of friends because I wasn't quiet, because I made sounds and people noticed me and people liked the things I had to say. So yeah, it makes a big difference just to be yourself. There's a lot that could be said about that, but sorry. Continue
I definitely agree with that. Where a lot of it is just getting out there and being who you are. As far as finding like groups of people for niche interests. Me personally, I find more people online who do that. Like when Ryan brought up the anime thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I've had that feeling where I watch this anime and I'm like, oh my gosh, this anime is so good. And then I go online, no one talks about it. Not a single person. And then I find that one niche server there where they are actually talking about it. And it's like, cool, now I have these friends who have this similar interest. In real life, that can be a little bit harder. But I would definitely agree with what Ryan said, where a lot of it is just going out there, talking to people, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone just a bit. Sometimes there's places where people meet and they already have a special interest. Like, I go to the card shop every week. I play Magic with people. And they're cool. I like them. They're nice. Or maybe there's like... I'm trying to think of other examples. Maybe there's like a paint and drink coffee kind of thing. That's a thing that happens in my town where everyone is a painter and they all drink coffee and they paint together and they can talk. You just gotta put yourself out there, look for things. Just step out of your shell.
Yeah, that's a really interesting thing.
I feel that, Moonlit. This is an expensive hobby to go out and play Magic.
It certainly is. When I was a little kid, I got gifted like thousands of cards from someone who quit playing Magic. And I was lucky because... Yeah. And some of them were like really old and really pricey, actually. Like nothing... We had a couple of alpha cards. No, they were beta. We didn't have any alpha. We had a couple of beta cards, but none of them were going to sell for very much because they were incredibly common and everybody had them. But it was still pretty cool. But then, yeah, we had a big fire and we lost most of the cards. Any of the cards we didn't lose were warped by the heat. So we can't do anything with them. And when you make a deck out of them, your decks are really fluffy. And you got to keep on putting them back together because they keep on falling over. But hey, you know, it is what it is. It's fun. Yeah, Baka, did you have anything you want to add? I mean, Green Joe.
I can't think of anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Totally fine. I think
everyone's kind of took what I had to say, but
yeah, no, fair. That happens to me all the time when Joe talks, and then I just open my mouth, and sometimes things come out that maybe are worth saying. So
and you're like, darn, Joe. Darn it.
Joe, why did you have to be so smart? You're even smarter than me. You said things I want to say and then more. Well, now what am I left with?
Joe, why are you so smart and cool and awesome?
Yeah, stinking Joe. Too smart for little of me. I guess one last thing I'll add to this is interesting. You know, I think about the world before there was internet. I think about that a lot. I think about ancient times and how society was very much different. And how I think it was very common in different societies, but almost all societies, for women to kind of be their own commune. And they would take care of all the kids. They would do all the house stuff with like each other. So it was like a bunch of girls and they were all like sew and learn new hobbies together, and that was fun for them. You know, and then they would also take care of things back home while the men went out and hunt or did whatever kind of you know, construction or physical labor was necessary to keep the tribe going or whatever. Yeah, man things. And I think about that and I go, you know, relationships were different back then. But sometimes you're in a group of people and no one's going to share your hobby. No one's going to share your interests the way you have it, right? But that's what makes you a crucial part of that society to some degree. Because it's like, let's say you go out and you happen to be the only guy in your tribe that's really interested in these weird looking rocks and how they work. And then it's like, you talk to other people about it, but no one else really jives with you. They're like, oh, he's going off on that rock thing again. But, you know, down the line, a few years, all of a sudden, because you have this hobby in rocks, you've developed better technology, better spears, better, you kind of know, you can tell the community, you can guide them, being like, hey, no, you're not going to want those rocks for that kind of job. You're going to want these ones. And then you're going to be like, you know, I figured out that if we break this rock up into pieces and mix it with this dirt stuff and plant stuff, it's actually better for the fires, you know. We can burn fires longer because it has this mineral in it, you know, whatever, right? You end up being the one to discover a lot because you're the one that's into rocks. And then someone is inspired by you and your interests, and they take up the same hobby. And that's usually how it goes. You know, you inspire others into the hobbies around you. Not usually that you find someone else that is already interested in the things you're interested in. It's like a video game, right? Or a TV series or whatever. You enjoy it and you are enjoying it, and then you bring it to a friend and then you start enjoying it together. I think that's kind of how these things work in the natural world. And so August, I would suggest while you could go online, and I think that would be a great way to do it. Try to find people that share your interests. You can go online and find forums. You can find Discord servers, I'm sure, with people that share a specific interest. But if you want to find people in your physical community, sometimes you gotta just inspire people into that category. And I don't mean you need to get out there and be super proactive and be like a spokesperson for the activity that you're interested in or the hobby or whatever. You don't need to start a campaign. What I mean is you just got to be yourself and enjoy what you enjoy and share those joys with your friends, and some of them will catch on and be like, you know what, that's actually really cool. So yeah, I think it's really a lot of it's just about being yourself. And maybe you know, 3% of all of the people you make friends with will be close enough to you to actually appreciate the things you appreciate, and that'll be awesome. He said, I try to be myself unconditionally, but I think I'll always carry that bit of awkwardness and silence with me. Well, that's a good thing. But I hold in my heart that I'll find those sharing my deep appreciations. Yes, I think so too. Yeah, there's always people who are interested and curious and engaged with by listening. Yeah, absolutely. There's you can do a lot by being interested in what other people are interested to. So being a good friend involves being interested, at least hearing what other people have to say, and kind of like a parent comes down to their child's level when they play with like little action figures and stuff, right? And you got to do that with your friends, because that's what a good friend does. And in turn, they will probably do the same for you. And then as a result, you're going to grow closer to each other and learn that you guys have certain interests in common, and celebrate those things. So, yeah. Anyone want to add on to that? Anything?
I can definitely add on to that.
Yeah, please do.
Because hearing that, you reminded me of how my relationship with my partner, like, we don't share all the same interests. We have some different interests as well. And funny story on New Year's, I drank a little bit too much and I started rambling about Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage to my partner. I was like, Chicago? I think you'd like this character. You remind me of this character. What?
Was this in Chicago? Did you guys go to Chicago this year?
Yes, in Chicago. I drank a little bit too much in Chicago, and I started rambling about Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage to my partner. And you know what he did? He listened that whole time. He listened to me rambling, and awesome. He was like, I just love listening to you. I love listening to you. And it's the same way when it's him. Granted, he was sober, but he explained all of the Metal Gear lore to me. And I may not understand all of that. I may not understand all the difference between, like, what, Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, Gas Snake, I don't know. I don't know the difference between all those. But it's just
Plasma
fun
snake.
to listen to him. I love listening to him. I love hearing what he has to say. And you know what? Sometimes our interests have melded together. Like, he knows I really like Vocaloid. And I ended up recommending some producers to him because he really likes rock. He likes the Guilty Gear soundtrack. I'm like, you should listen to Utsupi. You might like him. Now he's obsessed with Utsupi. So our interests kind of like intersect like that sometimes. And I think the cool thing about being friends with people, whether it's like a platonic one or a romantic, or maybe you're just like talking to your family, is you can have different interests, and sometimes those can overlap and make for some really awesome conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very well said. Absolutely. Agreed completely. Similar scenario, I suppose you could say here, with me and my wife. You know, we have things that are different, obviously, and then we come upon things that we share an interest in. Especially a lot of times it comes to things like that you share an experience together for the first time together. Sometimes that's a boom of a long-lived experience. Like the first time you both decide that you're gonna. This isn't a real example, but it's an example. Like you both go fishing for the first time, and you've never really wanted to go fishing. You resented the fact because you know that you're just gonna be sitting there, but you do it with someone you cherish and you love, and then you go out fishing and you have such a good time just sitting there, chilling, randomly, occasionally catching a bite, and it's just like you both feel so much joy in that all of a sudden it becomes a new hobby and interest for both of you, that otherwise never would have been because you shared that moment together. And I think that's part of life, and I think that's a really good part. Just to add on a little extra thing on top of what Kat said, because what you said is absolutely true and great. Well, anyone else have any final thoughts on that?
Do, but I want to like Green Joe's say something.
Oh yeah. What does Joe say?
Because I don't want to take anything from Baku again.
Oh, Green Joe?
Yeah, I think Green Joe.
Did you wait? Are you saying you want Green Joe to talk, to say something?
I don't want to steal anything, so I'm making sure if he's good or not.
Oh, Baka's good. He gave you the thumbs up, man.
Oh, so I'm sort of an outcast. Because I feel like I share nothing or to any of my friends. Just didn't talk all lunch. I didn't talk with them, but we're still all friends because like talking with each other.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I don't usually talk to anyone in any of my other classes, but I'm just fine with my friends who I'm pretty sure care about me. If I'm not, I'm just blind. I need glasses for a reason.
I'm blind too, so that's okay.
But we all humans need to open our eyes from a wider perspective. I said that right, I think. Sorry. We need to open our eyes and think from a wider perspective because we don't always look at similarities more than differences.
That's true. That's a good point.
We look at the more negative than positive, and so we look more more differences than positive. I just said that more differences
And similarities.
that. Like I said, my brain's on lag.
That's all right. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think we have a tendency to do that, to kind of not notice all the things that are similar between us and another person because the differences sometimes stand out so much that maybe they annoy us, or we just think we can't relate to that person at all. But at the same time, there are more numerous similarities than there are differences because we're human and we have a lot of natures that are the same. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely good to bond over those things because, I mean, that's a good starting point, if nothing else. Well said. Thank you. Awesome. August, was that sufficient? Was that a good enough answer for you? Are you looking for anything more? Do you have anything you would like to add on there for us to talk about, or Do we want to say cased close? Case closed, not cased closed. That's not a...
Cased closed.
Cased closed.
Cascade.
Cascade. Ah.
Isn't that the dishwasher?
That is there is a dishwasher. Well, I think it's not a dishwasher. It's a company.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The rest is up to the universe. I like that.
Awesome. Well said. Fantastic. Great. Well, I have someone that wanted to join here. I'm gonna just go ahead and add them in, if that's all right. Let's see here.
Bring them in. Bring them in. I won't bite them hard.
You won't bite them hard. You'll still bite them. Okay.
Unless it's Zay. If it happens to be Zay, unfortunately, I will have to bite him very hard.
Oh,
I know you're watching this, Zay. I can see you in the other server.
It's a reoccurring guest on this show, known as Caleb, or Celeborn Dynamite.
Oh, I know that person.
Yeah.
I've seen this person before.
I invited them. They might no longer be available, but I invited them anyways, so we'll see. But yeah. So, thank you, August, again once more for this topic.
It's a super awesome topic, August.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, on to what?
I guess no sunglasses, Joe.
Bummer. Sunglasses, Joe. They might not be able to actually. Yeah. Oh, all good. All good, man.
It's okay, Zay. You didn't hear anything.
Zay, I would prepare your flesh, for the reckoning. Maybe wear armor. maybe wear.
Well, it's delicious.
Maybe wear lots of tinfoil so that
you might
those
want to
perpetrators
farm for the boss fight
of teeth crimes might experience the horrible crime of biting down on tinfoil.
I love doing that. It's my favorite food.
Is it? Oh gosh, say don't put tinfoil on your skin. I was wrong about that. You're gonna want to. The person in question.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, just steal. Just steal armor is what you need. Plate mail, if you can.
I think there's a few dead soldiers you could loot, like at the entrance before the boss fight.
Don't Worry Wednesday.
Maybe a few chests as well.
Yeah,
yes.
Don't Worry Wednesday. Don't Worry Wednesday.com. Go there if you would like to submit a topic. I am going to ask once again: is Ellie here by any chance? They said they want to be present. All the rest of them are from Yozawa, and he's not here. He said he wanted to be present for every one of them. But
Ellie, come here.
Ellie, if you are here, I can do yours. Meanwhile, I'm going to process this other topic that came in from an anonymous.
Oh, anonymous.
Named
the
Red Book
YouTube
Anonymous.
Just reloaded. Ooh, Red Book Anonymous.
Yeah, Red Book Anonymous. It's anonymous, but with a title. All right, I'm going to have to try to quickly. My brain couldn't find the word, so it said defunct, and that's not even a word either. So, I'm gonna quickly.
I think we should make it a word. We need to make it happen.
Defunct. How about defunctualized?
Word.
Defunct.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone want to define that word for me?
Not being in the funk.
The first of the frunked, because that's what D means, right? DE, that
DE,
abbreviation.
What's the prefix D while I try to
D? Because I'm thinking de-escalate.
Yeah.
Where it's like you
or destruction, which is when you
de-stress. Not distress, but de-stress.
I thought my example was pretty clever because I never realized that destruction was actually
deconstruction.
Yeah, but destruction is like the same thing as deconstruction. Destruction, because you're destructurizing. Destruction.
You're structing.
Yeah, anyways, defuncting, is that even the word I was using before? Good luck defining it. I'm almost
Any
done.
word is in the dictionary. Heck, names are in the Urban Dictionary.
What's in the Urban
In
Dictionary?
the Urban
Defunct?
Dictionary.
Different names, so I'm sure literally any word will be found in there.
Wow.
I wonder if
There's
static P
names
is in the Urban
that's all
Dictionary.
made up.
Static P in the Urban Dictionary. I really don't
We're gonna
trust
look
the
it up.
Urban Dictionary because a lot of times, every time I've seen the Urban
Yeah,
Dictionary,
me
it's
neither.
been pure blasphemy. So, I hope my name is not in the Urban
Blasphemy.
Dictionary. I sincerely hope it's not, because it's all really bad.
Urban Dictionary is
I'm
pretty
not
bad.
looking it up.
Okay.
Statics in the Urban Dictionary. Static P.
There's static IP. IP address that does not change.
Okay. I'm almost done with this. Okay, I think I've curated it enough to go ahead and start reading it.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and put this question on for everyone's enjoyment and ability to read. Perfect. And the topic's up there. Okay. Oh, I should, you know what? I should have done this last time, but here you guys go. Right in the chat for you all, so you guys can see the topic. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, there it is.
There's the topic for you guys. Now you can read along and have reference while you are talking about the topic. So this is from Anonymous. Sorry about the wait. Thanks for filling in, you guys, on figuring out how to define words while I got my stuff together. So this is from Anonymous. I titled it "God, Life, and Everything Help," and it reads as follows: How important are the answers to life's most important questions? How much of our life should we spend searching for these answers? For redundancy's sake, are these questions really that important at all? For questions like those often called life's most important questions, such as, is there a God? Or is life meaningful or meaningless? How do we know what good is? What is an acceptable cost to find an answer? Many have searched for answers to these questions and found naught, but more questions. Is it okay to value answering these questions above all else? To put life on hold till an answer is found? I am getting somewhat frustrated with a friend of mine who is trying to answer these questions. He is in a dark place searching for answers above all else. I try encouraging him to live his life despite these questions. I try to tell him that he may see answers that aren't in books written by those just as confused as him. I don't know how to help. When he starts talking about these questions and his quest for answers, I try to keep up with his conversation. I have found enough answers for myself, but not the answers he is looking for. But when we are hanging out and he is not talking about this stuff, I try to get us doing something that he thinks is fun and uses a different part of his mind. It's all I can think to do. Is there anything else I can do to help him? Is there a better strategy? I'm lost in this tragedy. I just want to find the way to show him
Bars.
how... Huh? Sorry? Okay, that wasn't
strategy and tragedy rhyme.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
rhyme was
talk.
good.
Oh my goodness. I was gonna say that's bars. I like that.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but it's a perfect rhyme. It's like lovely. Is there a better strategy? I'm lost in this tragedy. There we go. I just want to find want to find the way to show him a how to leave. Thank you for reading and any answers you may provide. You have reached the end of this chapter in The Red Book. From Anonymous, The Red Book.
Oh, is it gonna be like a rainbow? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Dang, now you got me. Now you
we'll have to find out next week.
Future, yeah.
I know we're
next
hooked.
week on the book, the colored books.
The Red Book.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope it's an orange book next week. Anonymous, if you're here, do an orange book next week.
Yeah, and then make the theme match because it's gotta be about oranges or something that's orange.
You've got it.
So already there's some good stuff in
oranges.
Chat. Yeah. Man, yeah. This is such a unique and very good topic. It asks the question, are the really difficult questions, are the questions that make us stop and answer them before we can even move on, because they're so important to our existence. Like, you know, your essential existential crisis questions. Are they that important to stop life over? Isn't the point of those questions to find the reason that you're living so that you don't have to stop? But then it's like, well, you've already stopped because you're not doing anything except for sitting there and being in a rut. It's an interesting conundrum, and I think it's one that we've all probably found ourselves in, if not already one day will, because it's a pretty common thing that a lot of us experience. And you're sort of just looking, how do you help your friend outside of just this one question? You know, what are the ways that you can help them along this journey and getting them back on their feet, and out of this depressive state? And I think there's definitely a lot that could be said about it, but also a lot we don't know. So there might be a limited amount that we can say just because we don't know the person. And we also aren't therapists or psychiatrists or psychologists or I don't know, astronauts. So yeah, I like what Yancey said. I guess what matters here is why he feels the need to find answers. Because yeah, that definitely is a crucial part, right? Why does he think he needs these answers? I think that question is probably worth asking them, you know, because, you know, you're asking us, are these really that important? Are these so important of a questions that we're willing to risk life just to answer them? And I think that's a question you need to ask them. Not necessarily in that manner, though. I think there's a better way to ask them that's not going to offend, you know, just ask them like, I think more along the lines of what Nyansai said. So yeah. Yeah, Zephyr's also someone who asks such questions. Yeah, and especially from a negative space. That's very, very relatable. Yeah. Yeah, you don't expect much, but understanding it changes. Even if it doesn't change anything, it still feels better. Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, I'm gonna step out of the way. I'm gonna let you guys kind of hash this out, because it's a really deep and interesting question, and one that's gonna have a different perspective depending on the person talking about it. So I'm excited to see what you guys have to add, or even just to start with. So if neither of you talk, I'm gonna ask Baka to go first.
No, I have something to start with at least. These are really difficult questions to answer. That's why it takes a while to have it answer them. But in the present, we want to know the reason why we're living. But but I have faith that in the future that there's something more to life, and that then answers the reason to live. But it's completely different to everybody's circumstance. Like, religions are different. Everyone's life is completely different than those around us. It's something that's harder to find than you think, but it could also be answered fairly easily if you were to find your reason or faith. But it's something that everyone needs to kind of figure out themselves. You can learn from others, but that doesn't necessarily answer your questions about it.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
and now my brain went blank. Yay.
That happens. Don't worry about it. We can give you time. We're all
Somebody
listening.
else wants to go now.
Yeah, if someone else has anything they want to say, feel free to hop back in whenever you've got your brain in order. Don't worry about that. That's very common. Happens to me all the time. So yeah, Cats or Wolfrix, did you have anything? Any
Yeah,
thoughts on it?
I'm not sure how much I missed when I fixed my Wi-Fi.
Oh no,
But,
I didn't even realize.
What
I'm
I heard
sorry.
from Baka, I would definitely agree with that. Like, you have so many different people who have different ways they view life that there's no concrete answer. Like, even just looking from a perspective of religion, there's so many different religions that have all different viewpoints on, like, the purpose of life. Even in Christianity itself,
Sure.
like, there's so many different denominations with so many different views. And, like, at least me personally, I feel like there isn't much in life that's supposed to make sense. Like, my whole philosophy is whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna go with it and I'm gonna make the most out of it. And I feel like there isn't really a grand purpose, a grand thing that's gonna put everything together. Things are gonna happen. Sometimes it's not related at all and it doesn't happen for a good reason. Meanwhile, like, a lot of Christians will say everything has a purpose. And even though I'm Christian myself, I don't really see that. So what I'm saying is there's so many different perspectives, even within communities who, like, worship the same entity or, like, have the same life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
That's my little tidbit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's spot on. One thing that you brought to my mind is the interesting paradox of uselessness and how useful uselessness is. And I think it's like a lesson that you learn. A lot of times it takes many years to learn it. But it's like, so often it's like, I guess, I don't know why this person is in where they're at. But a lot of times we're trying to explain something and give values to something to justify something, right? It's like, well, I feel like we need to add value and justification to the fact that we're here and what we're here to do and all of that. And that's fine. But also, what are your parameters on what's valuable? Like, this would be a question I'd have to ask them personally. You know, you can, I don't know, Anonymous, if you're in the position to be close enough. I mean, it seems like they have these conversations with you, so you probably are in the right position. And the best thing you can do, obviously, a lot of times is ask questions. Don't necessarily give them answers. The best thing you can do for a lot of people is not give answers, but ask questions. Unless you're, I guess, happen to be a speaker on a platform where people are listening to you, and you like, Don't Worry Wednesday. Because then you can't really ask questions very well. But it's just kind of an odd phenomenon that we end up listening to people in that scenario. But we end up listening to third parties more so than we listen to our own friends in terms of advice and just things clicking with us. And I think that's because we can't have a conversation, so we're just stuck there going, oh, that clicks with me. And then your brain goes off in this whirlwind and then comes back to the speaker and like, oh, they kept talking when my brain was talking about over them. That happens a lot. But anyways, it reminds me, sort of a ordeal of like uselessness is incredibly valuable, because when you start to partake in activities that you might think are useless, right? It's like, I'm doing this and it doesn't, it's like, I'm gonna just go along with another example that I heard before, and it is like a Christian thing. I guess it's more of a Catholic thing, but whatever. Like saying the Hail Mary, doing a rosary. You're doing a rosary and you have to say Hail Mary like so many times, over and over and over and over and over and over, right? 60 times or something, right? For some reason, I should know that, but for some reason it's not in my head right now. Doesn't matter. So you say this same lines over and over, and ultimately it's not doing anything for you. It's not doing anything necessarily for the world around you. It's not creating technology. It's not making anybody's lives easier. But yet, in that moment, you sort of rid yourself of the occupation of making yourself valuable, and you allow yourself to just be valuable, which is an interesting place to be. I think to come to peace with not always being valuable in everything you do, because there's other inherent values that are associated with you just existing in general, I think it's a huge step forward for a lot of people. A lot of religions focus on this in different ways. For example, I mean, we have religions that are solely, almost entirely about that, like Buddhism. We have religions like Hinduism, which ultimately aim to accomplish the same goal through meditation. And Confucianism and many, many different religions, even including, Muslim and Christianity and Taoism. Taoism? Is that what it's called? Yeah. They all have their versions of this, where you just kind of go, you know what? I'm going to step away from all these values so I can kind of get down to what is value and where does that come from and why are we here? Why do I care? These things are important, I think, for building one's foundation. If you're asking how important is the question to life's most important questions, and I think these are the building blocks, the structures that build our foundations. When you've come across something that is ineffably valuable, unspeakably valuable, it's like you can't quite put your tongue on it, right? You can't put your finger on it, but you know that it's there. And it shapes you, and it shapes how you interact with the world. It shapes how you interact with the people around you. It shapes how you value other people or the things that they do, or the people over the things that they do, or, just your worldview. These questions are really important because you're developing a human being, and the person is developing their own human being and how they're going to live the rest of their life based on a value structure. A structure of understanding, a structure of these foundational features that they can explain the world with. And to cultivate an explanation for the world that is healthy is probably the best thing you can do for them. Because they're going to go through this process, whether you're there helping them do this process or not. That's the case. You can see it. So, by the way, bye, Wolfrix. Thanks for joining us. Hope I didn't talk over you. But yeah, see you next week. You're awesome, man. So anyways, that they're going to go through this process no matter what, Anonymous. You see them there, it's got them into a state of funk. It's like this deep abyss that you can't completely pull them out of. You can just help them escape it for a time while they enter your world or whatever world you present in front of them. They're going to go through this. The best thing you can do is help them find foundations that are healthy, rather than foundations that are unhealthy. And you know the difference when you see it. There are people in the world that are evil. Yeah, I don't know how to put it otherwise. Like, I mean, everyone wants to point to Hitler, for example, so it's an easy target. So I'll just go with that. His foundations were something. He answered these questions some way, or he ran away from them and didn't answer them. And however he turned out, he turned out. But I think if someone had spent the time with him while he was in his abyss, giving him fruitful and good foundations, asking him questions, and competing with him in a good, healthy way. Like, when they say something, don't just go, okay. Sometimes you gotta question what they say. Maybe they say something and it's like, that's a rather dark idea. It's not maybe wrong, but if I was to extrapolate that, it would kind of go in this direction. I don't think that's really healthy for you or society. And it's okay to say those things, because they're trying to find those answers, and feedback is good. And then you're engaging with them, and that's healthy. So healthy for them. When Joe was going through his dark hour, if you will, I was his friend, and we would just talk for hours about just all sorts of different things. And I would often bring, because a lot of it was an existential crisis. And so, I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying this. He's open about it. So, but yeah, we would just talk, and I would give my thoughts on things, and I would give my revelations that were like revelations, as in, like, he would tell me something and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's really interesting. It reminds me of this, or that makes me think about maybe the world works like this, and just talking about it like that. It really, to engage with Joe on that, made him walk away from every time we did it with more insight, with renewed hope and vision, like renewed hope about going forward and finding the answers, rather than feeling like giving up. And that was a big deal. That was a really big deal. And, sometimes we left off on a dark note, but I'll tell you, it was a dark note that was thought-provocative and made him go, I'm going to have to keep on thinking about that. And so I think it's absolutely fine to engage with it and try your best to steer them into a healthy vision of the world, one that brings value to their life and doesn't just destroy it, and doesn't just say, I guess something that remains humble, right? So that's where I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to give it back over to you guys. If you guys have anything you want to say. I know that...
Don't mind me. I'm staring at Baka being like, are you going to say something? Are you going to say something?
Okay, so Celeborn Dynamite, Caleb, who's not with us right now. He's in the chat, though. He says, in case none of you guys have said it yet, his friend should talk to an older gentleman or older gentlewoman who can mentor him, give him guidance, and most importantly, perspective. Old people are an untapped gold mine among young folks with big questions. And I think that's quite realistic. I mean, people who have tread the paths before are worth listening to, even if they're not going to share your perspective or worldview in the end. It's worth addressing the matter to people who might have already gone down those roads of thought, because chances are they have. Or they haven't, but there's a higher chance that an old person has gone down these roads before than someone else their age. So yeah. So anyways, sorry. Cats, Baka, either of you have anything?
Yeah, I wanted to agree with you. We're saying just talking to someone helps. Like, one of the best examples of this that I've heard, especially on the internet, is younger men falling into this alt-right pipeline where it's like, especially with like dating advice and all this stuff based on masculinity, where it's like, oh, women owe you A, B, and C, and if you're not this kind of man, they're not gonna like you. And they end up falling into this pit of misogyny because that's how they're told the world's supposed to be. That's how you be a man. And Barbie explores this. Go watch Barbie. Great movie, by the way. Where you trip into this mindset of how the world is supposed to work by people who probably do not have your best interests at heart. They're just looking to make a quick dollar off someone who isn't quite sure with all these questions.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Mm-hmm. So being a positive influence to someone, granted, I don't know where your friends is thinking, or if it's like, oh, I hate myself so much, or oh, people around me, they're like annoying, I don't like humans, or I don't know where your friend's at. But having that positive person to talk to makes such a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out to Ryan for talking with Joe. I've had
Oh.
conversations with Joe too. Joe is an awesome person.
Yeah, Joe's awesome. Yeah, shout out to you then too.
Shout out to all of us.
Shout
You're
out
an
to
awesome friend,
everyone
Ryan.
who's ever existed. We're
Pour
awesome.
one out for Joe. Little
Yeah.
shot glass of squeezed cheese.
Squeezed cheese. I just like to see the can just turned upside down and the nozzle held down while it just squeezes on the floor. Squeezed cheese is on the floor.
Squeezed cheese on the floor.
Gosh.
Yeah, just a pile of it. Oh my gosh, Goofy movie. One of my favorite Disney movies ever made, and should have been even more popular than it is. Should have been like the most popular Disney movie ever was a Goofy movie, and now I'm just thinking about.
That's very true.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the Leaning Tower of Cheesa, if anyone knows that. Little.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like you would really like that.
Yeah, I wonder if Joe's never.
Joe, if you rewatch this,
yeah, watch the movie.
Leaning Tower
It's
of
good.
Cheese. Watch the movie now.
Leaning Tower of Cheesa. Okay, anyways, that's such a good movie. Yeah, there's a lot of great things being said in chat. I really appreciate you guys adding on to this. I think it's worth reading for sure. Anonymous. But yeah, like Kat said, sometimes just talking makes a huge difference. Talking it out with them. And in the end, don't expect to be the one that solves the problem. Don't expect to be the one that comes up with the solutions or the brilliant ideas. Because it's them and their world they're trying to dig through. Be happy to let them find their way through it. Just be there to give a little bit of a nudge on that steering wheel from time to time when it needs it, and give them hope, give them messages that are encouraging and hopeful about life, because that goes a long way. I have some other advice in terms of how other ways you can help, but before that, I'm gonna give it back over. Baka, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, when I was going through this place in my life, it was more of what did I want to do with my life? It's like it was a spot of where I looked at life, looked at what I wanted to do with life. It was like from childhood, I always wanted to help people, and like I helped people around my neighborhood do menial tasks, and that brought me joy in life.
That's
and
awesome.
I had to look at how do I push that further to the next level. I looked to college for my EMR, which is emergency medical service. That's something I hope I never have to use, but it's there if I ever have to use it. And I was like, if I were to ask him one question, is like, ask him what does he want to live for, or what goals does he have in life? Is not a definite answer to the questions, but it's a good place to look for guidance.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a starting point to some degree, right? Because there's something, I've said this many times on the stream, and I didn't come up with this, but I heard it originally from Jordan Peterson of all things, but of all people, but he didn't come up with this either. In life, we don't know who we are. We discover who we are. We aren't born knowing we aren't born knowing the different flavors we're gonna like. We aren't born knowing that we're going to like baseball or hate baseball. We aren't born knowing any of this stuff. But somewhere written inside of us are these features. And so what you're talking about, Baka, is really valuable because it asks, well, what about you? You know, what are the things that you've discovered you like? What are the things that you've discovered pull you and beckon you forward to serve, to go and do? And study that, because part of these deep questions, you know, like we talked about, a lot of this is perspective in some degree. You know, we aren't going to all end up in with the same ideas or answers to these questions. Even if you belong to the same religion, you might come up with multiple different answers to these questions within that religion. But even outside of that, or rather, not to do with that, but even you are your own human person, and so you're going to have your own callings, your own desires, your own things that that just jive with you. And that's, I think, how it's supposed to be. We're all different. We're all unique and special and important. And so I wouldn't expect one answer to be the answer for all of this. I would expect that we're all going to have a different thing that makes us tick, because that's all written into us, and we discover what that is. And it's many things, but it's like, in this category, I really am persuaded by the idea of love, right? And so for me, I remember asking these questions and just pacing in my room for hours and praying and thinking out loud and so on and so forth. And then arriving at a place where I'm just like, well, if God created everything and he didn't need us, he doesn't need us for anything, so why are we here? Like, what was the point of that? Is it for his amusement? Well, no, he doesn't need amusement. And so on and so forth. And I traveled down that track until I kind of ended up with love. Love was all that was left, and it made sense, right? To me, at least. That's what works with my framework of mind, my framework of being, is just like, well, love is a lot of the answer to a lot of things. And like how to best make this world a better place, and it's like, like the answer is living out an accurate example of love for your fellow human beings and for yourself. You know, if you love yourself and you treat yourself like you want the best for yourself, and you actually live that out, then you're gonna have something better than if you hate yourself. You know, and then, you know, similarly, you know, for the people around you, if you love them. And by the way, my definition of love here is to desire the best for someone and to want that person, I think, to some degree. It might be included in there, but to desire the best for someone and being willing to do the things that it takes for them to have that, it's an extra added on form of love. I think those are good examples of love. And so it's like God, in my view, God loved us so much that he just basically existed almost without his control, because he wanted it so badly that we existed, that basically we did. And so that's, for me, very beautiful, and that's where I get my value from. But I don't expect that to be the case for you, Anonymous, or this other person. But my point of saying that is that jives with my inner foundations. That jives with what I understand about the world. That jives with what I can see gives the most value to the world and creates the most value for people in this world. It's the thing that connects the circle of all things for me. It's just the thing that makes sense. I don't expect that to be the same for everybody, because we're all built differently. That's part of the point. It's part of the fun. It's part of the meaning behind it all. So we don't always get along with each other, but I think it's a good thing. And so I wouldn't expect them to come up with the same answers you do. So allow them to find those, but celebrate the differences and celebrate their findings with them. I think that would be really helpful. And I'm sure you already do that. You're a caring person. You're here, you're asking these questions because you kind of already are doing this kind of stuff. That's why you're here asking, because Otherwise, you wouldn't be here asking, because it's just kind of evident in the fact that you're posting the topic, which I applaud you for. I think you're doing awesome. Keep doing awesome things. Yeah. Sorry, I've got one little bit of the last thing to say, but I'm gonna give it back over to you guys. Do you have anything you want to add?
I can definitely agree with the love part, where just like a little bit of kindness goes such a long way. Like, even if it's someone you don't know, like, I don't know, holding the door for someone, or just saying, hey, I like your shirt today. Your shirt looks really cool, to a random stranger. Like, little bits of kindness go such a long way. And I feel like love being like the big encompassing, I don't know what word to use, but I feel like I bring up Everything Everywhere All at Once every single week, but I'm gonna do it again because I
Yeah.
absolutely love that movie. It aligns with how I see life.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where he's like, you may think I'm naive, I'm stupid for treating people with kindness. You see yourself as a fighter. Kindness is the way I fight. And how she changes her fighting style from like all this violence in Kung Fu to just treating people decently. Like, she fixes a dude's spine, like gives him a little chop like a chiropractor.
Cute.
And like she puts
That's
these
funny.
two people together and like now they're in love, and gives someone a puppy. Like, being kind is not a sign of weakness, and I feel like that is one of the big truths of the world, at least to me. Love is great. Love is good. Kindness is great. Treat people kindly.
Yeah. Awesome.
And especially your friend while they're going through all of this existential stuff. I know, it's craziness out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well said. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can definitely agree with what you said. Sure. Yeah, I guess the last thing I wanted to say is this, and I've said it on the stream before. I've gone down this road, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it because you're asking the question. Ultimately, your question is, I mean, you have a lot of questions in here, but you said you want to find a way to show him how to leave, and you said you also want to, well, you want to help them, and you want to help them get through this. Is there anything you can do to help them other than what you're already doing? And I'll say this. When it comes to friends, when it comes to people you know, the best way to help them is through the journey. Giving advice is great, but it's not really that helpful. And I've said that earlier, but giving people advice, it doesn't do what you want it to do. It just doesn't. For many reasons, it just, it's not the way forward. Here's the actual way forward. If you're looking at someone who needs help, they're in a rut, they are in depression or whatever it is, the best thing you can do for them is to go on the journey with them and be an example in their life. And what I mean is this. If you get down on their level and then you start to, well, okay, hold on. When you make changes to your life, your friends see that. And when they see you making changes to your life, it makes it easier for them to make changes to theirs. When they see you becoming a better person, when they see you acting more virtuous to whatever that might be for you, whatever you might be struggling with, when they see you actively trying hard, failing and succeeding, it's inspirational. It creates a culture of change. It creates a culture of doing. It creates a culture. It's like a mini culture within a group of friends. It creates a culture of celebrating forward movement. And nothing changes people better than that. Is when their internal culture, is supported by people who are just like, yeah, we're after that better lifestyle. We're after just being better people, chasing after virtue, chasing after answers, and being and inspiring each other and moving forward together. When you help create that culture, and it's not easy, but it's not hard either. It's just doing your best to be your best, and really making it apparent and a part of your life. And that's obviously easier said than done, but it's important. If you have someone who's afraid of, I'm going to just reuse this example. If you have someone who's afraid of rock climbing, right? If they're afraid of heights, right? They're afraid of heights. So you're like, hey, I'm going to go rock climbing. They're like, great, leave me out. And you're like, no. You don't have to rock climb with me. I just would like your company if that's okay. Let's go together. That's great. If they say yes, that's great. Why? Because then they get involved with something. They don't have to partake, but they get involved with watching you partake, right? And then at some point, you invite them along for the journey, where you say, hey, you don't have to climb anything, but could you pass me that rope, right? Or hey, could you pass me my bag of flour or whatever chalk, that's what it is. Climbing chalk. Can you pass me my bag? I left it on the floor over there. And they go, yeah, sure. And then at some point, and then you just throw it on the ground, you use it a bit, and you're like, hey, could you, and then you kind of get them more involved, right? You say, hey, can you just like come up one step and like hand that to me? And they would be fine doing that, right? And you don't have to make it obvious that that's what you're doing, but you're inviting them along for the adventure that you're on. And that adventure is self-improvement. And what's going to happen is then when they're conflicted in life and trying to find that way forward, that door becomes the way forward becomes obvious and a lot easier to take, because now they've seen someone else do it. They've slightly joined someone else for doing it. And now it's in front of them and they're inspired by that other person. They're thinking to themselves, I can do it. I've made that one step before, whatever it is, right? The best way to move your friends forward in life, especially if they're in depression, is to go on the journey with them. I know that's not always easy. It's not always obvious how to do that. And in certain friendships, you don't necessarily have that luxury or the time. But it's the only method that will work every time. No other method's going to work all the time that I know of. Advice is great. Keep it to yourself. Ask them questions. Let them find their way forward. And then be an example of what you want to see in them. Be an example of what you want to see in them. Be an example of what you want to see in yourself. And try harder to be that. And you'll change the world around you. I know it's not easy. But if you love your friend, do it. It's a life I've spent since I was probably 14 years old. I spent probably 5 out of 7 days every day since I was 14 until I was like probably 23, being in a position where I was trying to help people. People would come to me, I didn't ask for this. I just like, people would just randomly show up in my life, and when I was just there, trying to help them, trying to be support, just kind of letting them live out their depression while I was around. I've experienced a lot of dead ends. I've experienced a lot of heartache. I've experienced a lot of wrong ways to do things. And so from a person who's lived that life and tried many things, that's my best advice, is don't sit there and tell them what to do. Live it with them. Set them on a journey. Go on a journey yourself and invite them. Go on a journey yourself and invite them for that journey. And that's the kind of things that you need to do to change people's lives. It's an amazing thing. And everybody can do it. And that's kind of the beauty of it. Because you don't need to be the person who's like, oh, I know everything. I know how to give all the best advice. You actually don't need those things. You just need to go on your journey and invite them for the ride. And find that friendship and find out what happens in it. And you'll discover, I don't know, something incredible. So that's my very best advice. Thanks, guys. Anyone want to add on to that? You're free to do so. Don't worry about like, oh,
I would just add on what the chat is saying.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Ryan. You're glowing right now. You're glowing. You're also glowing too, Baka. You're both glowing. Gorgeous.
Hold on. Where's my beautiful halo light thing going on? Here we go. A little bit more glow. Beautiful.
Ah, just like the Virgin Mary.
Oh my gosh, Baka, you're glowing magnificently.
Chat, you're all glowing. You're all gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's a really important thing too. It's kind of interesting because it's like, a lot of times it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't have the advice to give.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
you don't
the
have
beautiful
to be,
thing is you don't need to.
Let you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So just got to be willing and loving.
You don't have to be the guy with all the answers. Just like be there with them in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe they won't have the same viewpoint as you. And that's okay. Like
Yeah.
on our last topic, not everyone's the same. Maybe sometimes your interests will overlap. But I doubt anyone in this call or in chat, I doubt any of us have like the exact same like life philosophy and interests, and this is how I see life as.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's what makes humans cool. We're all so
Yeah,
different.
that's definitely a really cool part about being human.
You're all
is that.
beautiful.
Indeed. Agreed. Uh-huh.
Agreed. You're all gorgeous.
Yes, you are so gorgeous. Look at that gorgeous beauty right there. Why so? I'm looking at you.
Yeah, we're looking at you through your webcam.
August.
We think you look gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's and exactly as Severus said. Yeah, you just listen, care, follow them through their thoughts together, and you might steer them in a good direction. And that's legitimately what we do. You know, I've always resented the line, you can't change anybody. You can only change yourself. And I get the point of that line, and I get where that line isn't supposed to be emphatical or perfect. I think that phrase draws a specific line, but it has a stopping point, because we do change each other's lives every day. We are, as long as we're a part of another person's life, I can guarantee we're changing it in some way. And it's not even just their life, but it's their mind that we're shaping through our actions, through how we talk with them. You know, you grow up with a family, and then you see someone else who grows up with a different family, and you're both friends, and you're like, you notice things. It's like, well, yeah, if I was a part of your family, I would kind of act like that too, I guess. It's just like, to say that we can't change each other's minds or change how we think or whatever, it's a lie. It has some truth to it, but it's not true. We do change each other. It's just not by telling people to change a lot of times. It's about how we share the journey. And in the journey, what are we doing? How are we acting? What are the things we're saying? Those things are what changes the people around us. It's how we live our life. And so, live your best. I think that's, honestly, in the end, that's the best advice I can give you if you want to try to help your friend. Be your best. And be in their life. And I think you already are. So thank you, Anonymous. If this does anything, it might not give you any new ideas of what to do, but it might at least give you some comfort knowing that what you've already been doing is good and that you need to keep on doing that.
Especially reaching out. That shows that you really care about how you go about this and how you want to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Anonymous. We appreciate you. We love you. I'm excited for the next edition of the Red Book, or perhaps, I guess, wait,
Orange
it's a
book.
no. It says
book.
we've reached the end of this chapter in the Red Book, so that means there's going to be more chapters in the Red Book.
It's not going to be a rainbow book.
Well, hey, hold on.
Oh, what if it's like all the chapters in one book and the sequel's the orange book?
Yeah, I was going to say
and then it goes through the rainbow.
This anonymous person might have more than just one book they're going to be reading out. So this is just one chapter in the Red Book. We're going to get several, and then they're going to move on to the next book. Yeah, like a
then
sequel.
The orange book, then the yellow book.
Mm-hmm. And then
I wonder if they'll have an indigo book. Everyone forgets indigo in the rainbow.
Indigo. And well, then there's all those wavelengths that aren't colors, but they could technically cover them.
That's also true. Like, this is a whole series. You need to be writing this down, Anonymous.
Yeah. Because once you get to Violet, you're not done. You've just started.
Yeah, there's more to do. Start writing.
There's a lot of colors that we can't see. Magenta has no wavelength. Man.
Realizing that I wasn't muted.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Oh.
Hey, Wolfrix.
Welcome back.
Wolfrix, did you have something you wanted to say on this topic? That
I was just saying side stuff.
Oh. Okay.
I came back like 10 minutes ago, and then I realized my mic was muted.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I didn't let you know. I didn't even notice. I'm so sorry.
I heard the join noise, and I'm just like, somebody joined. I don't know who.
Oh, I have all of my noises off on Discord. It doesn't make
that
a
makes
single
sense
sound.
why I didn't scream.
No, those worked apparently. I just didn't have my headphones on at the time. Yeah, or my headphones weren't plugged in. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much. We have roughly 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I guess, if we're willing to go over since we started late, but I don't want to keep you guys here later than you're willing to stay. I don't know. I mean, I say all of that, but it's not like I necessarily have the next topic lined up, since I'm not sure if anyone new has shown up. I've only got topics again from Yozua and let's see who's the other one. Ellie, thank you, Ellie.
Wakey.
Ellie, if you happen to be here, I think it's been a really valuable Don't Worry Wednesday. Aw, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you everybody. Vin Diesel is not here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
we've got green haired Vin Diesel. He doesn't have green hair. He's just green Vin Diesel with hair.
Oh, I thought that was just random. I didn't make the connection, Vin Diesel and Joe.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's very fair.
Yeah. Baka, would you say your hair is a dirty blonde? Or is it a brown? Light brown?
I would say it's dirty blonde.
What would you say? Was it
I'd
blonde?
say so too.
Is it bright blonde? You know, it looks blonde. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. It looks blonde, but lighting doesn't translate very well, especially in a room where the lighting colors are changing.
Yeah. It's like, it looks similar to my hair.
Okay.
I don't consider myself blonde.
Okay, what color is it?
It looks similar to my hair, but I am redhead with.
But well, actually, I think our video is frozen on the stream.
Oh.
So I just noticed Baka's smiling in the little corner, looking happy.
Oh, Baka looks so happy on my screen. I don't know why it's frozen. I wonder how long it's been frozen like that. Hopefully not long.
Consider a redhead because the tip
fantastic,
of my hair
Sully.
is red.
You just thought Mako was really happy for a long time?
Sure.
He is. He's been happy the whole time. It's not been that much
happy.
different. He's just an awesome, happy dude. Here, let's see if I can fix this. Let's see.
Better than my RBF.
You know what? I might not be able to fix this. It is broken. Oh, I got it.
Riley's little parts.
I did it. Oh man, Baka, I liked it better when you were smiling. Now I'm scared. Kidding. Chewbacca isn't Chewbacca. Is Chewbacca like chew, idiot?
Are you more of a Chewbacca Baka or like a Tsundere Baka?
I think it's like a box Baka.
It definitely
Boxa.
came more from Chewbacca than rather than the Japanese.
Okay.
That's great. That's funny. You know, I didn't know that. I just thought, hey, that's an interesting handle. You're going by Baka, which, I mean, it's not spelled like the Japanese Baka, so it wasn't that. But it was like, in Japanese that would mean something, but that's fine.
Yeah. Found that
like
out
the
about
Yakuza
3 years
song.
after the name.
I forgot where the Rick's part of my name came from.
Wolf
I have
Ricks.
no
I
idea.
thought you just put it there because it sounded cool.
It sounds cool.
I
I
think
have
it
no
sounds
idea
cool.
where. I like how it sounds. I just have no idea of when that came from.
Maybe it came from like. Maybe it was like you did like a mixed word. So you have wolf and then you have fricks, which is like, frick. Oh, fricks. When you frick several times, it's like
Fricks.
fricks. Okay, it's an X, so it's not that.
Fricks. I have a
It sounds
friend
cool,
named
though.
Fricks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yes, I do. I don't
also
have
a
anything else
friend
to
named
say
Fricks.
about it.
Spelled weird though.
Oh, okay.
THRX.
Red Book was a
Better than
reference
throwing
to
Sean.
Jung. There are no other colors in the series, but Red Book is composed of black books, journals. Oh, interesting.
That's no fun. I just want rainbows.
How do you spell
Rainbows and
Sean? Is it
speckles.
SEAN or SHAWN?
Both. Depends
Sean?
on the person
There's
and how
so many
their
different
parents.
Seans.
Yeah, there's no one way.
Like Sean
Weird.
Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the SEAN. What language does this come from?
French.
French is
French,
stupid.
and I only say that
French,
because
of course it is.
I actually don't know if that's true at all. I just say it because French is the one that messed up our spelling of words the most. So
Yeah, and French people mess everything up.
and they really do. By the way, if you guys are French, thanks for messing it up. I'm not gonna apologize and say that you guys didn't. No, you guys are great. I like France. I like some of their culture. I don't like all of their culture, but I say that about everything, so don't be offended. I like Japanese culture, but I don't like all of it. Some of it's pretty bad.
I want to go to
That is very
Japan
true. That
just
is
for the
base
food.
take.
You know,
I like
French-
Japan for the food.
Yeah,
I just want to go to
Yummy.
Japan for the food.
yeah. Well, that's fair.
I've been
It's a
to
legitimate
Japan.
reason to go. That's like a really legitimate reason to go, just for the food. Yeah, and why is French
I think
toast
that's a
and
big
French
thing for like
fries?
any country.
Yeah, right. That's true. Just for the food.
French.
Ex-
I
Except
bet it was
for-
the
Fries,
French Americans.
It's because the French conquered where, I think. I guess.
Yeah.
Of course,
Or it
France
was
did
Alfonso.
that.
Or it was a part of French before they separated.
Alfonso, male Jean is pronounced like John, and female one is That looks like Gin
Jean?
or Gin
Jin?
or
Jin or
Jin.
Jean? Jean?
I have a friend named Gin. It's Gin, but he's Vietnamese, so does nothing to do with
Not
France.
quite.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with France. I just like my friend.
Yeah, and they have that name, and he's not
Just
a
like me in
female.
France.
Yeah, I just steal the word cuisines. It's the best idea the world has ever known. Yeah. Cuisine. How did
I feel like the
get its
French toast thing might be the same case as like deep dish pizza. Like there's a video around going a while where it's like, oh, an Italian's watching someone make a deep dish pizza, and he's like, oh, where's the cheese? You're not making the pizza right. And the guy's like, well, it's Italian American. It's like not Italian Italian. They're two different things.
Wait, there's a deep dish pizza that doesn't have cheese?
No, the Italian person was like, oh, where's all the cheese? You're supposed to have cheese on the pizza.
Yeah, that's
it's under the sauce. It's under the sauce.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Speaking of, deep dish pizza is so good. Like, ignore what everyone outside of the United States say. They're all wrong and stupid, and they should not talk about deep dish pizza because it's good.
Oh, okay. Does that include me? I'm in Australia right now. I'm not allowed to cast my vote.
You get a pass, Ryan.
Oh, thank
since
you.
You're from here.
I like all kinds of foods, so I'll give deep dish pizza a pass. Though if it comes to pizza,
I'll give anything a shot once. Anything.
That's good. I think that's a good attitude to have. Otherwise, it's like you gotta try everything so you can discover new flavors and what you like, and that leads to all sorts of different avenues. You know. There are
I just had this conversation with my partner because I forget how it's pronounced. I think it's like balut, the one where it's like the duck, the baby duck. I want to try that. I think it'd be so cool to try that. And my partner's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that."
I have had that.
I want to try it.
It was probably my favorite thing I ate in the Philippines, and I was there for 2 weeks. It was awesome.
See, guys, you heard it here. You heard it here. It's good.
It's actually really good.
Stop being scared of it.
It tastes like...
Don't hurt the baby ducks.
I get that part of it. But then again...
I mean, I eat hamburgers, and I love cows, so...
Yeah, balut. Yeah, ikinagagalak kong makilala kayo to all of my Filipinos out there.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, it's one of those few phrases.
Go, little American boy, go. I
used to know a bit more, but now I have very, very little. Now I'm like, hindi ako makasalita ng Tagalog. Which means I don't speak any Tagalog.
Tagalog.
Oh, mabuhay. Nice. Kamusta ka na? How are you?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Yeah. ¿Cómo ka na sounds a lot like ¿Cómo estás, doesn't it? That's kind of how I remembered it. I was like, it almost sounds Spanish. Which makes sense.
Yeah, because they were colonized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm guessing we're not going to do another topic. But I don't mind running the show. If any of you guys feel like you want to hop off, feel free to do so. Because might as well start closing it down. Any final thoughts or words?
6:52.
Before I
do English for the very ridiculous accent.
Whoa.
What accent?
French is just English with a very ridiculous accent.
Oh yeah, it does. And they don't do their R's. They go instead.
Yeah.
Français.
How do they do that?
Paris. It's very strange.
It's like they want to sound cool, but they don't sound cool.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure that's kind of how it is for most accents, though. You know, most accents.
Out of all the languages, R is the most letter that's pronounced differently.
I think, that is absolutely true. That has got to be true.
Because in some words in Spanish, it's rolled, which for some reason a lot of people can't do, and I don't get why.
It's hard to get it first, but after you do it a bit, it's like easy.
My brother can't do it. Where are we again earlier? I don't know.
Where are we?
Where are we again?
Huh?
I don't know.
Where are we again?
I'm lost.
Ryan said he was gonna kill us.
Oh, Chicago
What?
deep style pizza's too greasy, Kawaii Sosu says.
Okay,
I'll
well
look
you're
at the
wrong,
number.
Kawaii Soso.
You're wrong. Oh,
You're wrong.
oh, okay.
Hope this
I
helps.
guess, yeah, okay, that checks out. Um, you know,
I can imagine a lot of people say American food is greasy.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I hear all the time. I'm looking specifically at Brooke in the Discord.
well, you see, that's kind of interesting to me because I would agree that, you know, of that idea, but then I look at other cultures and I go, wow, they have a lot of deep fried stuff. Like, especially in
That
Asia.
is true.
Asia especially has incredibly greasy food. And so much of it is deep fried. And so I don't really think that America really is an offender there. Compared to, like, for example, China or Thailand.
That
or
reminds me,
Malaysia.
doesn't Japan have it in their culture where they eat KFC at Christmas?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they don't
weirdest
have
part of
Christmas, they have
Japanese
KFC Day.
It's just
It gives me food poisoning.
Wait, KFC gave you food poisoning?
Every single time I have it.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
would
never
not.
had KFC.
That's
I'm more
awful.
of a Popeyes person.
Popeyes
Oh,
also gives me food poisoning.
oh, man. What, are you just allergic to it, or are you allergic to something?
No,
or
I
you
can
legitimately got
have
it?
homemade. I think it either might be a chemical or food poisoning.
Oh, I love
Because every
chemicals.
Is that a deer?
Yes.
I like deers. They're pretty animals.
oh dear.
Or is it a bunny
Deers
rabbit
are
with horns?
gorgeous.
Is it a jackalope? It's not. It's
I
just
don't
a
think it
deer.
is.
Bummer. You know, that's really
He
unfortunate.
tasted cleaning products.
Oh man.
Oh.
Oh. That's awful.
What?
That's awful. Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah, I don't like fast
love
food
eating Red
restaurants.
40.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't like very many fast food. It's like, here's the thing. I like flavor. So it rules out most fast food. The only fast foods I like to eat at, and by like I mean I will tolerate them. And by the way, I like all food. I will eat anything. It doesn't make me go ew and barf or something. I'm fine with it. It's just I prefer to stay away from all fast foods because it's incredibly unhealthy and it doesn't taste good compared to the unhealthiness of it. So it's like, why would I suffer the taste and it be unhealthy at the same time? It doesn't make sense. But anyhow, Wendy's and Culver's Juniors, aka what's that one? What's it called? Hardee's. Those
Oh,
are my
Hardee's.
two favorites. Hardee's, yeah. Hardee's is Culver's. Sorry, not Culver's. Culver's Junior.
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. Thank
Carl's
you.
Jr.
Not Culver's. Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's are the
Do
same.
you not like
franchise.
Culver's?
Culver's. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the problem with Culver's. It's fast food, and then people are like, "It's the best thing ever," and I've had it several times, and I go, "I can make a better burger at home," and they're like, "Of course you could." I'm like, "Yeah, then why are you celebrating Culver's?" And they're like, "Because it's fast food and it's better." And I'm like,
This is best.
"Yeah, no."
It's always
People
such a
aren't
huge
good at
line.
cooking.
That and Chick-fil-A.
What
I
about
hate
In-N-Out?
Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I want
What about
Chick-fil-A to
In-N-Out?
blow up. I want there to be an
Chick-fil-A.
idol bombing, but out
Fair.
of Chick-fil-A.
Okay, I haven't had Chick-fil-A enough to know. I've only had it one time, and it was satisfactory. But only one time I ever had it.
But
So
what about In-N-Out?
see, In-N-Out, I actually ate there when
It's
I
been
went to
so
LA.
long since I've had In-N-Out.
To
had
me, I was
Whataburger.
like, okay, you know what?
Doesn't-
It's
doesn't taste
better
like
than a
fast
lot of other
food.
ones. It's better than a lot of other fast food, but it wasn't that fast. So it's kind
That's
of like
also true.
it was like more like a restaurant, but set up like it was a fast food, but it wasn't fast. So it was like the fast food style architecture, but like slow, like it was a restaurant. So I was like, I can't really.
Slow burn.
Yeah.
Burn.
Is Five Guys a restaurant or is it
Fast
Yeah,
food.
Five Guys would be fast food.
Yeah. Is Five Guys the one that
like
does
Five
the
Guys.
bagels?
No, that's
Five Guys burgers and fries?
Einstein's.
That's Einstein's. Yeah, I've always wanted to eat at one of those. I never have. What's Five Guys sell?
At Einstein's is so good.
Five Guys
Those
burgers and
places I've
fries.
never been to.
Yeah, see, well, it's a blessing. You don't need to go to a lot of these places. They're fast food and they're not that
Maui.
great. Vaka, do you have a fast food that you like, that you enjoy? He's looking around the room just to make
He's
sure
gonna
it
pull
doesn't
the
cause
bag.
any
Pull the bag out.
cause any political
I'm actually
issue.
eating McDonald's right now.
I like Domino's.
Oh,
Oh,
Domino's.
Domino's is good.
Oh, you know
Domino's
what?
is
I
good.
never
There was
really
one
thought about
Domino's in
it.
my area, and they shut it down.
Pizza and
One single
breadsticks.
one.
I guess if you
breadsticks.
order a hot and ready or whatever at Domino's, if it's already prepared pizza, then you know what? I could take that. Domino's is good.
I can get behind pizza.
Hmm
I'm usually not too picky.
Margherita pizza is probably my favorite pizza.
I love margarita pizza. There's a place that makes really good margarita pizza. The thing is, it's like family owned, and they like to go on vacations. So they're like, we're going to be gone for a week, so you can't buy pizza.
Oh man.
What
Yeah,
am
so
I
many
supposed to
of those
do
guys I've
now?
never tried.
I have a place that's family owned too over here.
Oh yeah? Go on.
Lalo's.
What's it? Tamalo's?
Lalo's. It's
Oh,
a
Lalo's.
Hello.
Mexican restaurant that has really good enchiladas.
Oh,
I love
enchiladas are
Mexican restaurants,
awesome.
especially the small ones.
Oh yeah, I forget that it's across the street.
Oh man. You know, okay, Alfonso said hot take, I don't like Domino's, especially in the Philippines. Okay, Alfonso,
I can't speak on Philippines.
in the Philippines, I'm gonna tell you, and you probably already know this, but everything's very different in the Philippines. You guys, your spaghetti is banana ketchup on noodles. That's what I had when I went to, what's it called? Something B. You know the name of it. Something
Jollibee?
B. What is it? Jollibee? Yeah, Jollibee. Yeah. When I went to Jollibee,
Banana ketchup?
they gave us I didn't choose this, but it was given to me. They were like, hey, eat this, and I was like, okay. And so I had Jollibee spaghetti. By the way, people in the Philippines don't have ovens, so they don't really bake much. The only people with ovens are really special bakeries. So it's very uncommon to own an oven in the Philippines. So there's a lot of different understandings of food in the Philippines. It's an entirely different base of food culture, like from the ground up. And so, yes, the ketchup is made out of bananas, not tomatoes, because they don't have tomatoes in the Philippines, because they don't grow very well over there for whatever reason. And so they make ketchup out of bananas and then dye it red. And by the way,
Red 40?
it tastes very similar. It tastes unexpectedly similar. Because ultimately, what is ketchup? It's vinegar and sugar with tomato flavoring. This is vinegar and sugar with banana flavoring. So it's pretty similar. Yeah, it's just a little sweeter. It is. Yep, banana ketchup.
Well, now that's something I gotta try.
Mm-hmm.
How are people over there supposed to celebrate Hanukkah without the challah?
I don't know. Sad
I
days.
think I'm gonna pass on banana ketchup.
You're gonna pass
Does
on
not
it?
sound appetizing.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
fair.
pass?
Bananas are delicious. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I love bananas.
They're also berries.
But I don't really
Bananas,
like
yeah,
ketchup.
but banana
know.
ketchup.
Strawberries
I'll pass.
Strawberries are technically not berries, but bananas are berries.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
blueberries.
it's similar. Alfonso, it is similar. Uh-huh. Believe it or not, they actually taste pretty similar. I was like, when I had it, I was like, wait, this is banana ketchup. It actually tastes very similar to ketchup. I was quite surprised.
For a
I'd
second,
try it,
I read
yeah.
that as I've been going bananas for a while.
I've been going bananas for a while. I'd try it.
Story
I'm a
of
little
my life.
bananas.
If you are going bananas and you eat a banana, are you then a cannibal? Or you just go,
Maybe.
are you going cannibal? I don't know. Banana is a berry? Yes, and so is a
I'm
cucumber.
a little bit cannibal.
And every melon is
And a
also
tomato is a fruit.
And tomato is a fruit, and zucchini is a berry. And yeah, the world is an interesting place.
The world is gorgeous. All of you are gorgeous.
Banana squared, that's what you
Pumpkin
are.
is a fruit. A pumpkin is not a vegetable.
That's true. He's right about that.
If it sprouts from a flower and has seeds, then it's a fruit.
The world is a very strange place.
If it's
and
a
I
part
love
of a,
And just
if
think,
it's
every
part of
fruit or
a,
vegetable we have is genetically modified from its original form. Horribly.
oranges were technically
Yeah.
modified. We made oranges.
Yeah, that's true. We did.
We've made oranges and lemons and
We made lemons.
I didn't know we made
I know
lemons.
we made grapefruit,
Lemons are like one of my favorites. And grapefruit, yeah, we
and
did
then
that
we
as well.
changed bananas.
because if I
I know we
remember
changed
it right,
bananas.
lemons are mixture between a citrus fruit and a bitter orange. Crossbreeded, but
Huh.
I don't know, I'm not very
Tangerine.
popular on that topic.
Yeah, fair enough. Awesome.
But
well,
it's like all the fruits and vegetables we have now are not anywhere near what they used to be.
yeah, it would be interesting to kind of just go back in time and taste the original fruits, but I'm happy with what we've got. I won't complain.
I mean, you can taste the original banana and artificially flavored banana.
That's true. And they still do have that banana. It does exist in the world. It isn't fully extinct. It's just that it's so in the rainforest that it's not really feasible to ship it, and it's hard to grow it at mass.
As much as I like animals, I don't like the wilderness because of how many wild animals.
I'm gonna
I
agree with
like
you.
nature.
Yeah, I'm not big on. I like animals and I like trees, but I'm not necessarily big on nature. Like I don't really want to go live in it. Domestication. has
Shouldn't. What
changed
am I
the living
supposed to do?
lifestyle.
I struggle
Entirely.
getting out of bed to go to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to live in the woods in a cabin.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
interesting,
fun.
but
That'd be kind of fun.
it'd be
That
fun.
place so cold though.
I think it would be like this. If I was to live alone in a cabin, it would be not fun until it was. It'd be like
Insanity.
boredom. Let's finally go do something. Hey, this is kind of fun, but also kind of boring. And then all of a sudden, it's your lifestyle, and you're like, this is fun. I like this.
Then you go
Oh,
insane.
this is great.
Yeah, you slowly
I
go
love
insane.
this.
Yeah, you're building like houses out of mud, and you're like, I've built a whole village. Yeah. That's how it goes. I know it's true because I've seen YouTubers who do that. They're like, I'm gonna go live in the
A lot of those
wilderness for a year.
YouTubers are fake, but
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They go home, but yeah. So I'm gonna go live in the woods for a year. It's like I learned how to make ovens and stuff out of mud. It's like good for you, man. That's great.
Good for you. Live your
It's-
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live your
You
life.
actually
Be
make
happy.
ovens out of brick.
Ooh, Sunny D. Been a hot minute since I've had Sunny D. I like Sunny D,
I
but
love Sunny D.
one time I
I
well,
love
I
Sunny
don't.
D.
when my brother's wife got pregnant and she became addicted to Sunny D, we had a lot of Sunny D, and it was too much. I drank Sunny D every day for like, well, I guess like 5 months, and then I was like, I don't think I ever need Sunny D in my life ever again. I'm good.
I think you do need some Sunny D in your life.
Probably, I would probably enjoy a glass now that it's been many years, like 10, 13
I don't
years. who
like
knows?
Sunny D. It doesn't taste right to me.
Yeah, Sunny. Well, it certainly isn't orange. So,
98% artificially
having-
flavored, but
yeah,
After I'm making my own oranges and my own lemonade, those don't
that's
sit
the way
well
to
with
do it,
me.
man.
Other than simply lemonade.
Yeah, making your own
you mean
is gonna be good.
juice
lemon peanut
tastes
butter.
better than flavored water?
Yeah.
What?
Crazy.
Why did no one tell me
My
this?
red 40.
Yeah, I need my red 40. Oh man. There's so much
read
vitamin
40
D in
minutes
peanut butter
every
sun
single
use.
day.
Yeah.
But then again, I drink flavored leaf water, so
AKA
Ah,
tea.
tea's delicious.
Or are you not
Tea.
talking about tea? That's.
yeah,
Tea's
tea.
delicious.
I suck on leaves. I just go into the woods and suck on wet
Yummy.
leaves.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So
Okay.
crunchy.
Can tea count as a drug then? If it's just the leaves,
Everything's a drug. Because everything has chemicals in it.
you smoke it.
They can alter you. Yeah, banana as an
Yeah, I'm
ingredient
just-
has a different taste. Yeah, agreed. That is true. It's like banana bread doesn't really taste like a fresh banana whatsoever.
Honestly, I love banana bread.
Extract
I love
doesn't
banana
taste like
bread.
vanilla until
That's
you
my
cook
fave.
it.
Yeah.
Add chocolate chips to your banana bread, and then you have a delicious treat.
Oh yeah.
I love
Sounds
chocolate
good.
banana bread too.
That sounds really good.
I was telling Joe
Ooh.
about how much I love banana bread, and he didn't agree with me.
Well, Joe can be wrong sometimes. just wrong.
I'm sorry,
It's not
Joe,
an
you're
opinion.
wrong
He's just wrong.
sometimes.
All right.
You guys agreed that
We're over now.
We're 9
Hey,
minutes
hey,
over,
All
and
these bananas.
we've been off on random tangents for the whole last half hour. So, and that's totally fine. I was like, wait, I don't think we can fit another topic in here, anyways.
I think we just need a banana podcast.
Yeah.
specifically for
Oh, there you
bananas.
go. Banana podcast.
Like I
Yeah.
say, we should bring back Free for All Fridays.
Yeah. Bring back free for all Fridays. That would be fun. I think there's a
You
lot
could
of
call it Go Bananas.
go bananas.
Go
Nice.
bananas.
Shootout Sunday.
Go Cocoa Nut Nuts.
Okay, that's a weird one. I don't know. I don't think that one. Okay, here's the thing. If we did go Cocoa Nut Nuts, I think we would get a lot of clicks, but it's still a little bit of a risky, weird name that I don't think we should go with.
You're right. YouTube is so weird.
Yeah, it would get a lot of clicks though. It would probably be successful
Get a
just
lot of
because of the name.
clicks.
Go Cocoa Nut Nuts.
Write that down for a marketing thing.
Yeah. All right, well played. Coconut water from
Well
actual
played.
coconut. Yeah, well, I've had that before, and I've had it twice. And first time it was horrible. Second time it was kind of okay, and I've just decided that I don't like it enough to drink it, just for fun. But it's great as an ingredient.
You guys like raisins?
Yeah, of course. I like everything.
They taste too much like flies to put on cookies.
It tastes too much like flies.
Like
You put on cookies.
eating flies.
No,
Okay, why are
only
you
one time.
baking flies and putting them on your cookies?
Not that. Raisins. It tastes too much like flies to put on cookies.
But you wouldn't know that unless you had baked flies into your cookies and ate them.
Very
First.
suspicious.
I've
Yeah.
only had one fly in my life, and it flew in my mouth.
And did it taste like a raisin?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, well then I believe you. Then, all right. That's all that I needed to settle that.
You know what? You win this
Wonderful.
one, Wolferix.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
cranberry
yeah, coconut
raisins
juice
and
by
cherry
itself.
raisins.
Mhm.
Don't need to apply. I threw up like on birthday.
I kind of
Oh,
like
I'm sure.
raisins.
Craisins. Oh, that's good on salad.
I
Okay.
know.
That's right,
We're
craisins.
just
I
we're
need
just going
craisins.
and going. I'm gonna close it down. I love you guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Goodbye,
everybody.
Wednesdayers. I need
for-
craisins.
Off
For a
Topic
wonderful-
Wednesday ends here. Woohoo.
That's right. We end it here and now. Blessings to all. You guys are all so awesome. Happy New Year, by the way, to all of you. Thanks for
Happy New
coming
Year,
and
beautiful
joining us on this
people.
holiday season. Merry Christmas. We've still got time left before it's over. 12 days at the least,
I don't
depending
believe
on your
that.
calendars.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, apparently that's how it works. I didn't set it up. I'm just saying how it works.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So see you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope to see you all again next week. You guys were wonderful. The chat was super helpful. Great topics, by the way. Fantastic time. Wow, Green Joe was super green for a moment. Now he's Blue Joe. All right.
Oh,
Bye,
Blue Joe.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Green.